Hi everyone! I had originally planned on showering and looking all pretty before this video, but I just do real, so you've got post-workout sweaty. Oh, we rearranged our living room and now that picture of me and Charles from when we first met is right above the couch. Anyway, so I wanted to do a post about No Spend June. A lot of you were with us for No Spend January, but a lot of you have joined since then, either in January or once that was over. So it's really important to give just another overview. How we found out about this is in our small group in our previous church. It was Charles and I and two other couples, and all of us came together one small group night with the same desire to just really tackle like our debt and our financial situation. The husband from one of the other couples and I, unbeknownst to each other, had discovered the Frugal Woods family. We both had read an article about them on, like, I think it was Business Insider or something, and then we binge read all their blog posts, and so we came to the conclusion that we really wanted to just get a hold of ourselves. So the wife from the third couple, her name's Britta, she's a good friend of mine. She had heard about this woman, Ruth Sokup, who has the Living Well Spending Less Facebook page and blog. And so she has this book, Living Well Spending Zero. And you can go on her website, which I think is Living Well Spending Less. Yes, livingwellspendingless.com. And you can sign up for a month of spending zero, and you'll get daily emails. Basically, this book contains in it everything that you'll find in the emails. I don't necessarily think that this book is for everyone. I do, though, like to have a copy on hand because I'm more of like a tactile, like ink and paper sort of girl. So if I can have a hard copy of something, I do like it. So the rules for the zero spend month is that the rules are up to you. Okay, the idea is to drastically and radically change your spending habits for 30 days, to spend as little as possible, to pare down your spending to what is absolutely necessary: shelter, food, bills, utilities. And even within some of those, mainly for most of us, it'll be the food, is to drastically reduce spending there. I think, and I'll have to look back, but when Charles and I did the no spend in January, I think we spent like, I don't know, $450 on food for the six of us for the month, when typically we spend between $750 and $950 a month. We hover pretty well around $800, but that's the ballpark. And there's a squirrel outside with an oddly colored tail. I literally just got distracted by a squirrel. So what Ruth does in this book, and I'll show you what the table of contents looks like. She has a great introduction. She focuses first on the food because for a lot of us, that's where our spending can go haywire. So for me and Charles, during our no spend month, we do absolutely no dining out. No restaurants, no pizza, no stops at Subway, which we don't do that much anyway, but it's absolutely no food outside of the house, outside of what we get for groceries. It's none, because we can really go off the deep end. So one of the first things that the author suggests you do, and we found it very helpful, is doing a complete pantry and refrigerator and freezer inventory. We took everything out of our cabinets and out of our pantry and out of our freezer, out of the freezer that's with our fridge, and then out of our deep freezer and out of our fridge, and we laid it all out. I think we still have pictures. I'll have to find them. because that way we knew, oh my God, we have so much food and we have so many ways that we could make meals from the stuff that we already have here. And some people will decide to just, and what we did too was we did as much as we could with what was in the pantry. So for the first couple weeks, we only bought perishables, and not even all of them. We didn't buy string cheese, for instance, which I will probably buy this month because we've changed how the kids are snacking too. But it's like we decided to buy eggs and milk and yogurt, the perishable stuff, and replenishing fruits and vegetables, but we only bought apples and bananas. And for the vegetables, we used our frozen stuff, and then we bought cucumbers and baby carrots, like the big bag of baby carrots at Costco. Now, your rules have to apply to your situation. Some people might think that we bought too much, or some people might think, oh my God, I need to buy, the apple juice or whatever. We also didn't buy bread. We used the bread that we had. The only exception was gluten-free bread, because I have not been able to master homemade gluten-free bread, and we have a couple people in the house who need it, so we bought that as needed. But I also tried to do meals and lunches that didn't require the use of the bread. So the pantry is the first thing. And then planning meals. That, folks, if you've made it to almost 7 minutes in this video, planning out your meals is the number one way you will have success with cutting down your grocery budget. Print out a month calendar, write down your meals, stick to it. The first thing I do is ask my kids, what are your favorite meals? And I fill those in. It's okay to get bored with food during this month. You're not necessarily going to have a gourmet 5-star meal from scratch every night. We did lots of rice and beans. In fact, I made big crock pot worth of rice and beans with minimal seasoning that I would package up for Charles every day for lunch, and some days I would add certain seasonings or leftover meats or veggies, whatever, cheese, and so his lunches were taken care of. He takes lunch every day anyway, but this was even cheaper. So planning meals, organizing meal swaps with people from your church, or if you have a mom group or just other friends, because we have different skills, right? And some of us cook really well, and this is a good way too to use each other's kitchens. Like, oh, I don't have any avocados, but she does, and if she could make some guacamole, that would be great. I'll still be buying avocados in June. They're very important to me when they come in season. And so she talks about, the first several chapters are about food, organizing pantry, planning meals, organizing a meal swap, eat out at home, which talks about really just using what's in there, and get into freezer cooking. Cook the stuff that you've got, right? One thing you don't want to do, and this is all I'll say, because basically the food takes up week 1, you see in here. All dealing with the food stuff takes up week 1. Do not, this week or next week, go out to Costco or the grocery store and spend like $500 stocking up for a no-spend month. That completely defeats the purpose. And you'll also want to avoid doing that at the end of the no-spend month, which will actually be easier than you think by the time you get to the end. The idea is to, one, sort of teach you about your shopping habits now. Are you buying a lot of readily consumable things, or do you buy things that last? When things are on sale, I'll buy 2 and stick 1 in the freezer. And so we tend to have a decent pantry freezer situation going on. The idea is to save money. So some other rules that Charles and I had, apart from the food, so we had no eating out, but also no spending money on other activities. We didn't rent any movies, not even from Redbox. We have Netflix, and there are plenty of fine movies on there. And we did do dinner dates at home. Now, the other thing here at now 10 minutes in that I will say is you've got to be able to practice using no as a complete sentence. We did have some things in January. In fact, our no spend January started while we were like traveling back from Georgia, but we had already budgeted for that trip, and so we just stuck to that budget. You might have a birthday in June. For Father's Day is in June, so I intend for us to have the budget amount for Father's Day. I already know what I want to get for Charles, but sticking to it and just, is this necessary? Is this something we can put off for another month? Because if it is, try delaying the gratification. Also, things are going to come up, so give yourself some grace. I will definitely be making posts every single day again, just like I did last time, along with radical tips. Our schedule's calmed down a little bit. I know I fell off the wagon with doing our May posts. I'll get something else going. I do apologize for that. Things have just been kind of crazy. So what you want to do is go to the Living Well, Spending Less website and just read about people's experiences with the No Spend Month, and read through what she says about a no spend month. And because week 2 in here, so week 1 I told you deals with food. Week 2 is cleaning and organizing. You declutter, you're going to sell some stuff. Week 3 encourages you to get creative, get crafty. What can you make for yourself? How can you repurpose some of your clothes or redesign your closet to mix and match fun things to feel like new outfits? Using the library, that's when I started even more using our library. I'm a big library fan, obviously, but and then week 4 is about getting free things and how to barter, and week 5 is about planning for the future and reassessing your budget based on what you learned for yourself. Okay, so this was a long video and I kind of repeated myself a lot, but I just wanted to kind of make some connection, and below I will do some more posting about what we practiced during our no spend month in January and what we're going to do in June. So if you have any questions, please post them in this video thread, and then I will answer them as fast as I can. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope a lot of you join in, because the more people that we have, the more support we have and the easier it is. So that's all for now, and I will talk with you guys more in the group. Bye!